Hello, my name is Adreena Duran, and this is my Millipedes, the Thousand Leggers Protostome video. As the title suggests, we'll be going over millipedes. Here is a quick contents what we'll be going over. Our first slide is our introduction. So millipedes are arthropods, and they're scientifically known as the Diplopoda class. Millipedes are common soil animals and are mostly recognized by their many pairs of legs. Their name, milli, means thousand and ped means foot, but this is actually a very small misconception. Millipedes don't actually have 1,000 legs, but rather 80 to 400, depending on how many segments they have. Each of these segments have 2 pairs of legs. However, in 2020, a millipede with about 1,300 legs was found, and it is our first true millipede. So now onto their natural habitat. Millipedes are found all over the world, and they thrive in moist soil, typically beneath decaying leaf litter or mulch. That's why it's very important if you keep a millipede as a pet, you have a big tank with a lot of dirt that's about as deep as a millipede is as long. So next is, how do they eat? Well, millipedes do have eyes, but they have such poor eyesight that they might as well be considered blind. So they use their pair of antennae to continually tap the ground while they're walking. And then once they find the food, they'll moisturize it with secretions and then scrape it in their mouths with their jaws. And then this is a video going over how they walk and use their antennas. So as you can see, while it's walking, it's tapping its antennas on the surface to find its way around. So next is their predator and prey. Millipedes are hunted down by a lot of animals, including frogs, birds, hedgehogs, scorpions, and beetles. They're also very susceptible to parasites such as fungi, protozoa, nematoda, and the sciromyzid fly. Even though they are preyed on by a lot of animals, they're also feared by a lot of animals because millipedes are typically poisonous. They have a series of defensive glands along their bodies, which will release poison, sedatives, or foul-tasting secretions. But millipedes are actually pretty peaceful animals. They don't actively hunt anything for their food. They are omnivores and detritivores because they only eat dead things. This is why we consider them to be decomposers. They will occasionally eat fruits and veggies here and there, but for the most part, they will feast on decaying organisms and leaves. Okay, and next are their unique evolved traits. So one trait is that they have a unique respiratory system. Unlike mammals who have lungs, they have a trachea that branch out throughout their long bodies, ensuring that their entire form receives oxygen. And then their obvious trait is their evolution to have 2 pairs of legs per body segment, which you can see in this little picture. This is a segment right here, and then 2 legs, and that's going down their entire body. But this is actually interesting because years and years before this evolved trait, these segments would have actually been cut in half, so it was only 1 segment and 1 leg. But eventually, these 2 segments fused into 1, and now it's known as a diplo segment, unique to the millipede. This evolved trait is very helpful because it helps them burrow in the soil easily and gain leverage when walking. Next is our tree of life. Here are our main domains, and if you go up to animals, our kingdom, Animalia, and then go a little further down to phylum Arthropoda, subphylum Uramia, and then our class Diplopoda, where you'll find our millipede right next to the centipede. Okay, next is their ecological importance. So millipedes are actually extremely essential to our ecosystem, and here are 3 fun reasons why. So millipedes will release processed organic matter back into the soil, maintaining its health and returning nutrients back to the land. They also create rich humus layers in forests that will act like sponge, so this humus will absorb water, and in times of drought, it will water the trees. And then an interesting one is that monkeys will actually grab millipedes, and then it will use its secretions as mosquito repellent. And then here are our references. I like to point out that all of the photos used, all, excluding the cladograms, were hand-drawn by myself. And then that will be the end of my presentation. Thank you for watching.